नमस्कार, शुभ संध्या। आप सभी को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। मैं आप सभी सम्माननीय अतिथियों से राष्ट्रगान के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े होने का विनम्र अनुरोध करता हूँ।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी, सचिव उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय श्री सुनील कुमार गुप्ता जी, सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय के सचिव श्री संजय जाजू जी, महानिदेशक IIMC डॉक्टर अनुपमा भटनागर मैम, संयुक्त सचिव सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय श्री सेंथिल राजन जी, ADG IIMC डॉक्टर निमिष रुस्तगी सर, एवं मेरे प्यारे प्रशिक्षु साथियों, आज हम सभी भारत गणराज्य के उपराष्ट्रपति माननीय श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी के समक्ष अब हमारे प्रशिक्षण के अनुभवों को साझा करने एवं उनके आशीर्वचन प्राप्त करने के लिए यहाँ एकत्रित हुए हैं। महोदय, आज आपके समक्ष भारतीय सूचना सेवा के ग्रुप A के वर्ष 2022 एवं 2023 के प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी उपस्थित हैं और मैं अश्वनी दुबे, भारतीय सूचना सेवा का वर्ष 2023 का प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी, जो मूलतः मध्य प्रदेश के डिंडौरी जिले से हूं, इस महत्वपूर्ण क्षण में आपके समक्ष मंच संचालन करते हुए अत्यंत गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहा हूं। मैं अपने एवं अपने समस्त प्रशिक्षु अधिकारियों की ओर से आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं। सर्वप्रथम मैं IIMC की महानिदेशक महोदया से माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी को पुष्पगुच्छ भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करने का अनुरोध करता हूं। धन्यवाद मैडम। अब मैं सचिव सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय से माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय को स्मृति चिन्ह भेंट करने का अनुरोध करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। आगे बढ़ते हुए मैं माननीय सचिव सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय से उनके स्वागत भाषण के लिए विनम्र निवेदन करता हूं।
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, it's indeed a proud privilege, sir, to present before you the officer trainees of the Indian Information Service today. We are deeply grateful for your gracious consent to address our officer trainees and for providing us this esteemed opportunity. 10 officer trainees from 2022 and 2023 batches are present here, comprising of 3 lady officer trainees and, of course, 7 gentlemen officer trainees. This occasion, sir, marks a significant milestone in the journey of these young officers who are poised to play a pivotal role in shaping the narrative of our nation. Sir, the Indian Information Service is one of the central civil services of the Government of India. This was established in 1960 as the Central Information Service, and recruitment to the Indian Information Service are conducted annually through the rigorous civil services examination by the Union Public Service Commission. The IIS officers play a pivotal role as a communication bridge between the government and the citizens, disseminating official information on various government programs and policies, and also providing essential feedback to aid in policy formulation and also mid-course corrections. Their work ensures transparency, it fosters a well-informed citizenry, and it also strengthens the democratic fabric of our nation. After their training, IIS officers are posted across various important organizations under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, which includes the Press Information Bureau, the News Division of Doordarshan and Akashvani, the Central Bureau of Communications, the Electronic Media Monitoring Center, the Office of the Press Registrar General of India, Publications Division, Photo Division, New Media Wing, Central Board of Film Certification, etc. In these roles, officers devise and implement information, education, and communication strategies for various ministries and departments, utilizing print, electronic, and social media, as well as interpersonal communication and outreach activities. The innovative use of social media and digital platforms by our officers, especially the young officers, has significantly enhanced the reach and impact of government communication. The IIS has achieved remarkable milestones in recent times. During the COVID-19 pandemic, IIS officers played a crucial role in disseminating accurate and timely information, ensuring that vital updates reach every corner of our nation. They have recently been at the forefront of the campaigns like the recent one, Mera Pehla Vote Desh Ke Liye, which was created for voter awareness, especially amongst the youth. There are numerous such examples, including the campaign on Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which have amplified, and officers have helped us to amplify the government initiatives and policies, bringing about behavioral change in the society and developing a sense of national pride amongst the people of India. Sir, the training of IIS officers is conducted at the esteemed Indian Institute of Mass Communication in New Delhi. This comprehensive training program begins with a foundational training course, which is organized by the Department of Personnel and Training at the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, followed by an induction training at IIMC. This includes intensive classroom sessions, on-the-job training at various media units and regional media units of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The objective of this training is to provide a profound understanding of the Ministry of Information Broadcasting's operations and to prepare these officers for the specific responsibilities which they will be undertaking in future. Emphasis is also placed on the need for timely and accurate responses on behalf of the government, particularly in countering fake narratives in real time. The training ensures a 360-degree experience to media dynamics and government communication process, which equips officers with the latest technology for effective information dissemination, especially now in the age of social media, emerging technologies, and artificial intelligence. During their training, sir, officer trainees participate in various field attachments, which includes a defense attachment with the Assam Rifles to understand the complexities of security and governance in the northeastern region of our country. Additional attachments include a 4-week course at the Film and Television Institute of India, Pune, attachment with the Parliamentary Research and Training Institute for Democracies, non-governmental organizations, regional attachments for integrated communication outreach programs, an All India study tour, and community radio attachments. Special modules on crisis communication, internal security, strategic affairs, and social and economic sector communication are also included along with training in organizational management principles and leadership skills. Our aim, sir, is to equip the officer trainees with a comprehensive understanding of media dynamics and to train them to fulfill their duties to the nation with utmost efficacy. So these officers represent the future of Indian Information Service, embodying the values of integrity, dedication, and professionalism. So many of these officers are currently in important positions in the Honorable President's Office, Honorable Vice President's Office, Election Commission of India, Honorable Prime Minister's Office, and in all the other major institutions serving the cause of the nation. Once again, sir, Honorable President, sir, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is immensely grateful for your presence and for providing these young officers an opportunity to learn from your vast experience in public life. Your guidance and insights will undoubtedly impart invaluable lessons that will aid all these officers in successfully navigating their journey in public service. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. You beautifully summarized the role and responsibility of IAS officers in strengthening the democracy in India. अब मैं अपने प्रशिक्षु अधिकारियों से अपना परिचय देने का अनुरोध करता हूं।
Good evening, sir. Sir, my name is Harsh Chaudhary, sir. I hail from Jaipur, Rajasthan, and I've completed my graduation from BCom Honors from Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University. Post that, I've completed my Masters in International Business. I'm an officer trainee of 2022 batch.
Good evening, sir. My name is Binoy Kumar CV. I am from Kochi, Kerala. I did my graduation in management. I am 2022 batch OT, sir. Thank you.
Graduation from where?
From Kochi, sir.
Which college in Kochi?
Sorry, sir. Okay. Pratibha College of Management Studies.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. C. Sivashaktivel. I hail from Tiruchirappalli district of Tamil Nadu, and I have done my MBBS from Madras Medical College, Chennai, and I'm an officer trainee of 2022 batch, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. My name is Arushi Singh, and I am from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. I have done graduation and post-graduation in computer science and engineering, and I'm officer trainee of 2023 batch, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Dr. Bineet Kaur. I hail from Chandigarh. I did my graduation and post-graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering, and thereafter I pursued PhD in Artificial Intelligence, and I'm 23 batch officer trainee. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Suraj Tiwari. I am from district Mainpuri, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my bachelor's and master's from JNU in Russian language, and I am 2023 officer trainee, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. My name is Nitin Bihari Jaiswal. I'm from Hardoi district of Uttar Pradesh. I've done my graduation in English literature and post-graduation in defense and strategic studies. I'm 2023 batch OT, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Gauri S. I'm coming from Tirunelveli, Kerala. I did my graduation in zoology from Kerala University. I'm 2023 batch officer trainee.
नमस्कार महोदय, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर नयन सोलंकी है। मैं गुजरात के महसाना शहर का निवासी हूं। मैंने एमपी शाह मेडिकल कॉलेज जामनगर से एमबीबीएस की शिक्षा प्राप्त की है और मैं वर्ष 2023 का प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी हूं। धन्यवाद।
गुड इवनिंग सर, मेरा नाम नवनीत कौर है। मैं 2008 बैच की आईएएस ऑफिसर हूं। मैं कोर्स डायरेक्टर ट्रेनिंग के पद पर कार्यरत हूं।
गुड इवनिंग सर, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर निमिष रुस्तगी है सर। मैं एडिशनल डीजी हूं सर आईएमसी में और मैं 2001 बैच इंफॉर्मेशन सर्विस से हूं सर।
गुड इवनिंग सर, आई एम सेंथिल राजन, 1997 बैच IAS officer, currently posted as joint secretary in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, sir. नमस्कार सर।
धन्यवाद सर। कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं भारतीय सूचना सेवा की वर्ष 2023 की प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी आरुषि सिंह को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वे आएं और प्रशिक्षण से जुड़े अपने अनुभवों को हम सभी से साझा करें।
आदरणीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय, सचिव उपराष्ट्रपति, सचिव सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय एवं उपस्थित समस्त महानुभावों और सभी साथियों को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। मेरा नाम आरुषि सिंह है और मैं उत्तर प्रदेश के लखनऊ जिले से संबंध रखती हूँ। माननीय, मैं 2023 बैच की प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी हूँ और यह मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मुझे आपकी अध्यक्षता में अपने अनुभव साझा करने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। संघ लोक सेवा आयोग द्वारा चयनित होने के पश्चात सिविल सेवा से जुड़ना हम सबके लिए गौरवपूर्ण है। अपने देश की सेवा का सपना जो हम हृदय में संजोए हुए थे, उसे आज हम संचार के राजदूत बनकर साकार करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। महोदय, भारतीय सूचना सेवा के प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी के तौर पर हमारे इस सफर की शुरुआत नई दिल्ली में स्थित भारतीय जनसंचार संस्थान में हुई। वहां पर कक्षा प्रशिक्षण के दौरान हमने संचार के सैद्धांतिक मूल्यों को, संचार माध्यमों के पहलुओं को और कार्यालय प्रशासन को सीखा। इस सफर के दौरान हमने वरिष्ठ अधिकारियों और अनुभव प्राप्त शिक्षकों के मार्गदर्शन में इस देश की व्यवस्था तथा सूचना के विभिन्न आयामों को समझने की शुरुआत की। महोदय, हमारे प्रशिक्षण के दौरान हमें सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय के 3 प्रमुख विंग, इंफॉर्मेशन, ब्रॉडकास्टिंग और फिल्म्स के बारे में भी जानने का और इन क्षेत्रों से संबंधित विभिन्न पहलुओं को समझने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। हाल ही में हुए डिफेंस अटैचमेंट के दौरान हमें पूर्वोत्तर के प्रहरी आसाम राइफल्स के साथ जुड़ने का और देश के पूर्वोत्तर क्षेत्र को करीब से समझने का भी अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। इस दौरान हमने विभिन्न उत्तर पूर्वीय राज्यों जैसे कि मिजोरम, आसाम और मेघालय का दौरा किया और सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों में संकट संचार और सार्वजनिक आउटरीच गतिविधियों के बारे में सीखा। महोदय, हमारे लिए सबसे विनम्र और संतुष्टिदायक पल वह रहा जब हमें जवानों के साथ बातचीत करने का और उनके गौरवपूर्ण इतिहास को जानने का अवसर मिला। हमने यह महसूस किया कि राष्ट्र सुरक्षा से संबंधित संवेदनशील सूचना को हमें विश्वसनीयता के साथ लोगों तक पहुंचाना है। महोदय, अब तक के हमारे प्रशिक्षण कार्यकाल के दौरान हमें सूचना एवं प्रसारण मंत्रालय के विभिन्न मीडिया इकाइयों जैसे कि आकाशवाणी, दूरदर्शन, पब्लिकेशन डिवीजन और पीआईबी के बारे में भी जानने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। हमने जाना कि भारतीय सूचना सेवा के अधिकारियों के रूप में हम सरकार और आम जनता के बीच एक सेतु का काम करते हैं और यह सुनिश्चित करते हैं कि लोग सही समय पर सही जानकारी प्राप्त कर सकें। सूचना के इस आदान प्रदान में आज सोशल मीडिया एक अहम संसाधन बन चुका है। ऐसे में सोशल मीडिया पर फैलाई गई एक भी अफवाह देश के हित के विरुद्ध जा सकती है। इसी के मद्देनजर सोशल मीडिया से उत्पन्न होने वाली किसी भी प्रकार की स्थिति से निपटने में हमें सक्षम बनाने का प्रयास किया गया। भारतीय सूचना सेवा संविधान के मूल्यों का वहन करते हुए समाज के अंतिम व्यक्ति तक पहुंचने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। इसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए प्रशिक्षण के अगले कुछ महीनों में हम ऑल इंडिया स्टडी टूर, ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग और रीजनल अटैचमेंट के साथ अपने देश की विविधता, संस्कृति, सामाजिक आर्थिक स्थितियों और सूचना एवं प्रसारण से संबंधित प्रशासनिक तंत्र को समझने का प्रयास करेंगे। महोदय, सिविल सेवा परीक्षा पास करने के लिए हमने कड़ी मेहनत की है, लेकिन अपने प्रशिक्षण के दौरान हमें यह एहसास हुआ कि जनमानस की हमसे अपेक्षाओं को पूरा करने के लिए हमें और भी कड़ी मेहनत करने की आवश्यकता है। माननीय, मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहती हूं कि हम हर संभव प्रयास करेंगे कि अपने योगदान से हम सूचना प्रसार और जनसंपर्क को और प्रभावी और विश्वसनीय बना सकें। मैं एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद करना चाहती हूं माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय का कि आपने हमें हमारा अनुभव साझा करने का मौका दिया। जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, हमें याद रखना चाहिए कि हमारा कर्तव्य सिर्फ एक पेशा नहीं है, बल्कि हमारे देश की प्रगति और एकता के प्रति प्रतिबद्धता है। आइए हम अपने देश के प्रत्येक नागरिक को जागरूक और सशक्त बनाने के लिए सूचना की शक्ति का उपयोग करें और अपने राष्ट्र के लिए एक उज्जवल और अधिक जानकारीपूर्ण भविष्य का निर्माण जारी रखें। जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद आरुषि। इसी कड़ी में मैं अब भारतीय सूचना सेवा के प्रशिक्षु अधिकारी श्री हर्ष चौधरी को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वे आएं और प्रशिक्षण से जुड़े हमारे अनुभवों को साझा करें।
Honorable Vice President, sir, Secretary Vice President, Secretary Information and Broadcasting Ministry, Director General IMC, respected dignitaries, and my fellow officer trainees. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to share my journey and experience as an officer trainee in the Indian Information Service. From humble beginnings as the first government servant in my family, hailing from a small village in Rajasthan, to the privilege of sharing my experience with the second highest constitutional post in our nation, my journey has been one of profound growth and learning. Sir, in the classroom, I found excitement in exploring new disciplines such as mass media, government communication, and perception management. These sessions not only broadened my understanding, but also sharpened my ability to deliver effectively and engage with diverse audiences. During the initial months of training, I had the opportunity to work on impactful government schemes, where I first-hand witnessed the transformative power of awareness creation. Understanding the impact of these schemes on the lives of those at grassroots level reinforced my commitment to public service. Further, the training module also acquainted us with newer technologies like artificial intelligence to tackle new era challenges like fake news and misinformation. We also understood the functioning of PIB fact check unit, which has been playing a pivotal role in handling aforesaid issues. Moreover, sir, the inclusion of foreign language module has equipped us to transcend political boundaries and engage with global audiences. This multicultural perspective is essential in today's interconnected world, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to broaden my horizons in this way. Looking ahead, I'm eagerly anticipating the upcoming attachment at Pune's Film and Television Institute of India and the on-the-job training in various media units. This presents yet another opportunity to acquire vital life skills and deepen my understanding in the context of media and governance. I am deeply grateful for the enriching experience and invaluable lessons that I have gained thus far in my journey as an IAS officer trainee. As I stand before you today, I am reminded of the immense responsibility that comes with serving our nation, and I am committed to upholding the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and dedication in my all future endeavors. Thank you. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद हर्ष। अब मैं माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय को उनके आशीष वचन के साथ हम सभी का मार्गदर्शन करने के लिए विनम्र निवेदन करता हूं, विनम्र आग्रह करता हूं।
Good evening, all of you. Looking at you, I am surcharged. I am energized. I roll back more than 50 years when I was around your age in the same situation as you are. Shri Sunil Kumar Gupta ji, Secretary to the Vice President of India, Shri Sanjay Jaju, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And it's a very, very important ministry for India that is home to 1/6 of the planet. Dr. Anupama Bhatnagar, Director General, IIMC, New Delhi. You would always remember her. She must have been very tough also. They indicate, ma'am, you have really been tough. You've really been tough. This toughness will make you tougher all the time. distinguished members of the Information Ministry and those attached to my office, 3 of them being from your service, Meher Singh, Jairaj and Rini. The 2 are from civil service also one. We have Sujit Kumar 2010 batch, Indian Administrative Service Officer, and Rajesh Naik 2010 batch, Indian Foreign Service. It is always a delight when one comes across young, energetic, vibrant officers, and that too from Indian Information Service. I can assure you with full confidence that exponential rise of Bharat, its growth trajectory is just like growth trajectory of your service. The relevance of your service is increasing day by day, and I am sure you are fully aware of it. As a matter of fact, your service is dominating the current discourse because information is power. Information is too dangerous a power. Information is that power which has to be regulated. Unregulated information, ill-premised information, fake news can create havoc and unmanageable proportions of disaster. So look up. You are part of a very, very important service. This may not have been the situation in 1960. When I became a union minister after being elected to parliament in 1989, I had parliament affairs portfolio. My cabinet minister, Mr. Upendra, was information and broadcasting minister. And I recall Mr. S.V. Mathur then was secretary of the department. That department, that insight exposed me to larger areas of growth. And that was the time when information technology was not in that form. When media was extremely limited, we did not have private channels. We had All India Radio and Doordarshan not 7 days a week. And just imagine how much we have traversed. Unimaginable, beyond imagination. You are part of that system. Congratulations to you for becoming part, first of a service which gives you an opportunity to serve 1/6 of humanity, and second in particular, being part of this service. In any democracy, and mind you, India is mother of democracy, most vibrant, functional democracy on the planet, the largest democracy. In any democracy, the legitimacy of the government depends on the amount of trust people have in it. The trust of the people is fundamental to blossoming and nurturing of any democracy. In this, your role is critical, crucial. Whatever may be the achievements, you are the conveyance agency because you carry credibility in the mind of the ordinary person. What emanates from the official media is taken by large populace as authentic reflection of the ground reality. For a vibrant democracy which our Bharat is, and we are a democracy at the moment that is on the rise in economic terms. We have navigated the difficult terrain from being fragile 5 economies to large 5 economies of the globe, on way to becoming the 3rd largest global economy by I think in next 2-3 years. Now, for such a democracy that is varied, both in terms of geography, history, ethnicity, culture, the bedrock is communication, because it is communication that sustains the trust of the people. It is one of the most critical aspects of governance on which depends the success of policies and programs. A policy may be having cutting edge. A policy may be extremely impactful in a particular area. But if information does not get generated, it does not get wings, it does not get geometric dimension, the impact is lost. And that force is to be created by you. My young friends, as communicators, you are the custodians of public trust, because public believes you. If you trip, the fair name earned over decades will suffer a big dent. You are entrusted to provide authentic and accurate information. It is your bounden duty to make available information without qualification, without adulteration, because that will help formulation of a policy. It is the information that I take as equivalent of MRI in medical terms. The doctor, the policymaker here, will be able to take all necessary steps based on your information. Friends, as IAS officers, you are enjoined and equipped to act as a bridge between the citizens and their elected governments. This job is to be done by several institutions. Parliament is one forum. Public representative is another. Officialdom is yet another. But you are the live contact with the people. You have to see that this bridge is functional 24/7 and well greased by authentic information that carries highest degree of credibility and sanctity. Friends, it is heartening, soothing, and congratulatory for your service, the role you have played recently in Lok Sabha elections. Just imagine how inspirational it was, the kind of work you did. You inspired the electorate, the festival of the festivals in democratic nation, to engage into that act. It is your service that has made aware the entire world, not only Bharat, that facing all odds of weather, terrain, how electoral process of this country has earned name and fame. Increasing voter awareness and securing their greater participation in the world's largest democracy, reaching the citizen at the very last mile, enabling every single voter to exercise the most valuable constitutional right and obligation, is a mammoth task by all means. And mind you, severity and extremity of weather conditions in this difficult situation, you have acquitted yourself admirably well. By working together with the constitutional mechanism, the Election Commission, you have done a commendable job, exemplifying dedication, directional approach, and that is evident in the number of voters this election has seen. Friends, this election, our Bharat has created a world record, and that is bound to be unbeatable, because this record will be improved by every coming election. 642 million voters the highest ever voter turnout in the world. That is our achievement. It is 1.5 times the number of voters of all the G7 countries. Imagine the size of it. And 2.5 times the voters of 27 European Union countries all put together. Unbelievable achievement. That is the stability of our democracy. That this democracy is so mature, so functional, so deeply embedded in our ethos, in our mindset, that irrespective of caste, creed, color, regional diversity, ethnicity, we have come as one force to exercise our constitutional right to evolve a governance of the kind we believe in. Friends, the world has truly arrived in the information age. Information is power. We talked of industrial revolution. That was a game changer. Now, information is the game changer. Information is defining moment in our growth journey. Information is touching lives of every individual. Your job comes into play. Social media response by state actors has eliminated gatekeepers who would earlier mediate the communication process. People manipulate information. People create false information. Information that has no basis. Free fall of information. Free fall of information even in Parliament. It is the time that you act with lightning speed. You have to neutralize false information. You have to nip in the bud fake news. Sometimes an information can be ruinous for an institution or an individual. Who protects the individual? If there is a narrative set at float in social media about an individual, fake news, you are the warriors. You have to play on the front foot. You have to save the privacy of the person, reputation of the person, reputation of individual and institutions. Friends, it is alarming and worrisome that some misguided souls engage in dissemination of false information. They create narrative waves to taint, tarnish, diminish, demean our institutions in which we take pride. These forces, sinister forces with pernicious agenda, are operating in small number in the country and outside. You are the warriors, information warriors, who have to neutralize this. I'm happy to share with you, our official media has performed excellently in exemplary manner, having a tag of independence, neutrality. Salutations and accolades to the official media. But you will have to be 24/7 awake, alert to do your job. In the process, you are required to keep on learning, unlearning, and relearning. You will have to update yourself with the latest technologies. Disruptive technologies have entered every facet of our life. These are not words for you, because you will have to contend with them. I had the occasion to share experience on a global fora that even in warfare, information is the most potent weapon. Misinformation can really create havoc in defense matters. It is in that situation that you will be required to employ machine learning. You will be required to act very fast. you will always have to be in driver's seat. You cannot be led by a narrative. You cannot be allowed to suffer the flood of a narrative. And therefore, I can tell you, your daunting task, a challenging task, an interesting task, and you have to be global best. Each of you, I'm sure, will spend some time every day or a week to gather the best practices that are in vogue globally, because our human resource indisputably is the best in the world. Friends, easy availability of smartphones, once a dream. In 90s, they would know it. Having smartphone was out of question. We'll have a handset, and that handset will be big enough, which will be flaunted as an accessory of reputation. And the charges were phenomenal. I think 36 rupees for outgoing and 18 rupees for incoming. And we didn't have smartphones or phones in our country. In last 10 years, we have navigated to that extent that our manufacturing units are in 3 digits. We are exporting smartphones. Large population has smartphones. Our internet usage, you will be glad to know, average per capita is more than that of US and China taken together. That is, our people are extremely adaptable to technology. Now, a smartphone is an asset. A smartphone is nothing less than a gun also. A smartphone can create havoc. And therefore I say, the easy availability of smartphones, the extent of internet penetration, that has gone down to the village. Our digital penetration has been acclaimed by the World Bank, that Bharat has achieved in 6 years what otherwise could not be achievable in more than 4 decades. And variety of social media platforms. There is mushroom growth of social media platforms. Unregulated, reckless, and they have made every citizen in a positive sense a communicator. But in the vast army of communicators, you do have a small category that is disruptive, that may not believe in our nationalism, that may not believe in our growth trajectory, that tends to harm us. And such kind of narratives immediately get incremental or vertical growth. You are the only one who can arrest their ill rise and deal with them effectively. Friends, therefore, this makes your work as communication professionals even more complex and nuanced. Information is fine, friends, but how about disinformation? Disinformation has emerged as a very big threat to peace, stability, and is a challenge to democracy in an age of information revolution. Disinformation has great impact on security mechanism, on our defense mechanism. Most developed nations are also not immune to this menacing trend. The free flow of information without premise poses a challenge not only to you, but also to the legal regime, because the damage is quickest and the redressal is the slowest. These are the challenges you have to contend with. I am so happy that the fast check unit that has been functional under PIB since 2019 and has indeed been notified as the fact check unit of the central government earlier this year is playing a commendable role in combating misinformation. Mind you, when you combat misinformation, there is rise against you. They will fight tooth and nail. They will try to defeat your sublime concerns. You therefore will have to be more potent than these tormentors. Friends, you must strengthen this role and skill further by engaging with disruptive technologies to tackle challenges like deepfakes. The Honorable Prime Minister has focused on it earliest. We are one of the countries that are focusing on this menace, doing everything to see that the challenge of disruptive technologies is converted into opportunity. What you have done also motivated information campaigns. You blunted them and you generated an ecosystem that promoted citizen awareness. It is not easy to make the citizen aware. There is a tendency to carried by sensation. There is a tendency to believe what otherwise is not correct. Therefore, you have to do extra work to blunt it. Friends, information dissemination plays a decisive role in current geostrategic scenario. Ability to shape narratives, influence decisions, build opinions, and project perception contributes to a nation's diplomatic soft arsenal. Take, for instance, G20. What a great success it was. In a country like ours, G20 functions were held in every state and union territory. And mind you, there were 4 lines, but none could be activated. It was one of the most seamless, effective execution by our state machinery. It gave India a new honor, a place of pride. Apart from the accomplishments, I don't want to go into that at the moment. But you had a big role to play. Friends, your work does not just influence national audiences, but also shapes India's image on global stage. India, I'm happy to share and you know it, is on the rise as never before. India is no longer a sleeping giant. It is a land of hope and possibilities. And why that? Because even from a global perspective, we are a favorite destination of investment and opportunity. Just imagine, only recently, our foreign exchange reserve crossed $658 billion. And I am product of that political regime in 1989, when our economy size was less than city of London and Paris. And our foreign exchange was fluctuating between $1 billion and $2 billion. In physical form, our gold had to be placed to 2 banks in Switzerland. Where are we? You therefore are lucky to be serving Bharat in this capacity of public service in an ecosystem where our mood is upbeat. The world looks at us with hope. We are destined to be world power. We are all engaged in a marathon march to 2047. A marathon march in which everyone has to contribute. Your role is very significant. Friends, much has to be done also. The world has to know us a little more. When I interacted with global leaders, what I told them was surprise to them. For example, how many digital certificates? Just imagine, 200 crores were made available to citizens. Paperless, authentic platform, easily verifiable. They can't believe it. this is happening. They can't believe that banking inclusion has taken place for more than 500 million people, twice the population of USA. They can't believe these things. And therefore the world needs to know Bharat more. And your role comes into play more impactfully. Friends, we have a tendency, I can tell you, there was a time during my days, I am little older to Mr. Sunil Gupta and Mr. Jaju and Madam Patnagar. A printed word was order of the government. If something was written on a paper from a typewriter, it was an order. A telegram was a messenger of death. Postcard was the only means. And now where we have come. Letter writing is gone, I think. Unless those who are really crazy to keep record. Communication has become very different. Communication is 24/7. It is audio, it is visual, it is scripted. But when it becomes motivated, and that motivated narrative is set afloat by global media, we tend to believe it. Anything coming from there, we think, yes, it must be right. The world acknowledges our DNA, that our human resource is the best in the world. We must never allow others to calibrate us the way they do. We must be on our own. Global media setting narratives must be blunted. For reasons that are obvious, the rise of Bharat in some quarters is indigestible. But we all know rise of Bharat is for global stability, for global peace, for global harmony. It is rise of a nation that has never ever crossed its frontiers. It never believed in expansion. It always subscribed to dialogue and diplomacy to find resolution of conflagrations. Therefore, you will have to learn fast. Each one of you will have to go beyond your official brief to know what is happening in foreign media. How we become antidotal to that, and I'm sure you will come out gloriously. But in this context, there is a need to reach out to the world in a manner that truly reflects the immensity of the journey we have traversed over the past decade. Our journey is against headwinds, difficult terrain. And in that journey, we have left behind UK, France, Canada, Brazil, other economies. And we'll be leaving behind Germany and Japan also in 2 years. We need to inform the people about it. You must take developmental and reformist narrative initiatives to the global audience in any form, in any opportunity, grab it. Use varied channels and platforms to project India's achievements, aspirations, and contributions to the world. As communicators, the Indian Information Service thus has an extremely important role to play in building brand India. There may be any degree of achievements, accomplishments we take pride, but you have to sculpt, shape brand India. Your ability to project Bharat's progress effectively, transcending barriers of geography, will further help to propel our growth story. And what is this progress? India has achieved what we could never imagine at my age. We could never dream. As a matter of fact, you can't believe it. The village I lived in had no electricity, no water, no toilet, no jal, no road, no connectivity. You can't find a village like this now. That is our progress. Nation first has to be our motto. It is not optional. It is the only way out. Ensure that nationalist perspective remains at the heart of information dissemination. Dear friends, nation's defense is not limited to borders now. It is not defined by conventional warfare now. National security today is an aggregation of myriad attributes. The military is just one part of the pie. Apart from land, air, water, and space, it is information that forms the fifth dimension, the significant dimension, the cutting-edge dimension, and this plays decisive role. It is playing decisive role. What we know about it, conflagrations in the world, it is by way of information, and therefore your job is all the more effective. Disturbing, manipulative, divisive, agenda-driven narratives peddled in our information space by proxies present a real danger to the sovereignty and integrity of our nation. I appeal to you to neutralize the motivated, sinister, pernicious narratives and that attempt to taint and tarnish our democracy and sully our constitutional institutions. Friends, we need also to let the world know what kind of a country we are. We are a country without a parallel. We are a country that has rich cultural heritage. Diversity is our strength. Our 5,000 years civilizational ethos required to be known to the world. If you look at the new building of Parliament or Bharat Mandapam, you will find reflection of our civilizational richness and depth. That is our national pride. The world needs to know it. Friends, governance in democracy is citizen-centric. Citizen is at the heart of it. And that citizen is in the last row. Therefore, there has to be last mile delivery. And that last mile delivery happens when information focus is there. Because there will always be people trying to monetize the development without actually doing it. But you have a weapon, information, that will expose such people, and last mile delivery will be assured. Friends, you can guide our young citizens towards the enabling ecosystem that awaits them, helping them achieve their dreams and realizing the role of nation building. I urge you to stay updated with the latest trend in media and communication to enhance and sharpen your skills. I am grateful to the 3 information officers I have. I am so updated about globe, national events. They believe in a mechanism where sobriety of the office is reflected. The nation through me comes to know the ground reality. I would not have been able to connect with the youth of this country if my information officers had not done what they had been doing. Mind you, a good cause, a good stance, a well-placed stance, factually well-premised, will automatically get narrative. We must dent those who use information which has no premise. Friends, be attentive to narratives on social media, and this is a tough task. The growth is getting absolutely in an unimaginable dimension. You will have to employ technology. Technology that is easily available, because you have to learn it, and that has lightning speed. Another aspect you have to be extremely wary. The world of media and communication has multiple stakeholders. You are a spinal stakeholder. You are a stakeholder without agenda. You are a stakeholder for the nation. You are a stakeholder for truth. You are a stakeholder for ground reality. They are not. It is an ecosystem where you must race against the clock for information to reach the target audience in near real time. Because if a wrong narrative gets in motion, you will have to run twice the speed to catch it. But sooner you catch it, more impactful and effective you will be. While you pass the civil service, at this stage, even in between, there must have been proliferation of media channels. It has become a venture. People take it as industry, as a power center. They take pride. I have a media channel. I am YouTuber. I have a following. And then sensationalism gets you mega numbers. You therefore will have to ensure these stakeholders do not have runaway success. They must not have success at the cost of nationalism. I am happy and confident that Bharat will be truly at its pinnacle when it celebrates the centenary of its independence in 2047. Each one of you will be playing a crucial role, critical role. Some of us may not be there. Surely I will not be there. But I am confident in 2047 you will be in driver's seat. You will ever remember my words. My words will resonate in your ears that you have played a critical role in shaping the destiny of this great nation. I wish you all the best for a successful and enriching career ahead as young citizens and as communication professionals serving the country. I hope that you will continue to strive to further India's growth story, sustain its trajectory, and empower the citizens at the very last mile. It's an occasion I will ever remember. My very best wishes to you, to your families, to your friends. Enjoy being public servant. Exemplify your conduct by propriety, by high ethical standards. Never yield to temptation of a shortcut. You have a flourishing career ahead of you. It has to blossom. You have to nurture it by honesty, integrity, high ethical standards. I have no doubt each one of you will do so.
बहुत बहुत आभार एवं धन्यवाद माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय। आपके ये ज्ञानवर्धक शब्द चाहे राष्ट्र को सर्वोपरि रखने का सिद्धांत, नामक पुल को बनाने का सिद्धांत, ये शब्द हमेशा ही हमारे जीवन में मार्गदर्शक के पर्याय सिद्ध होंगे। ये प्रेरणादायक शब्द न केवल हमारे लिए ऊर्जा के स्रोत हैं, अपितु आपके सुझाव हमें प्रगति की ओर अग्रसर करने में भी सहायता प्रदान करेंगे। मैं आपका पुनः हृदय से धन्यवाद करता हूं कि आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय हमारे साथ साझा किया, वह हमें आपके सानिध्य का अवसर प्रदान किया। मैं आप सभी सम्मानीय अतिथियों का भी धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय हम सभी के साथ साझा किया। अब मैं यह समारोह, यह अनुभव हमारे जीवन के सबसे महत्वपूर्ण क्षणों में से एक है। यह हमें सदैव प्रेरित करता रहेगा। अब मैं आप सभी सम्मानीय अतिथियों से राष्ट्रगान के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े होने का विनम्र आग्रह करता हूं।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा दरवङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा